Hi, folks. My name is Conti. I'm a contact center specialist. For the past 25 years, I've worked exclusively in the technology industry, and for the last 15 years, specifically in cloud-based communications, specifically contact centers. I was a subject matter expert for CDW Corporation, a $20 billion VAR based in Chicago, where I help customers, IT leaders, contact center leaders, folks like you, migrate from an on-prem contact center to the cloud. I also work for Avaya, which is one of the top contact center platforms or providers in the world. What I've got for you today is something really exciting. We've perfected a tool and process that allows us to cut down the amount of time that you will have to research the market if you're considering moving to a cloud-based contact center or a CCaaS solution, contact center as a service. As you can see on my screen here, these are some of the providers that work in the space today. It's a market that is evolving. There's a lot of confusion. There's some vendors that do more legacy on-prem contact centers and more that are kind of, quote, born in the cloud. So when you start first, look at the research side of the house when you're considering a new solution. Where do you start? Do you start by downloading a Gartner Magic Quadrant? That's okay. That's going to get you kind of a baseline and understanding of who the players are and the leaders, or you might call someone you know in the industry. But what I've got for you is something a bit different and unique. We've got a platform for contact center decision making that I guarantee will save you time. It's our way of down selecting 30 or 40 contact center vendors, plugging in your variables and your inputs, which is called opportunity criteria, your environment, and then shortlisting, 2 or 3 of the right vendors. So instead of going down a path of working with a provider for, weeks upon months only to find halfway through that they don't have a key feature that you need for your business or for your contact center, we alleviate that. So let me show you what I've got and what I'm talking about. It's going to make a lot more sense. So, first and foremost, because this is a VoIP solution, it is deployed. The contact center is a VoIP solution. It's delivered over the quote cloud. The latency or the internet, your internet, is a crucial part of the overall call quality. Your agents might be home-based. They might be in an office or a call center, or they might be hybrid where they're having to do both. So we want to pick a provider that's got data centers that match up with your geographic footprint. So for now, I'll just choose North America and I'll choose Europe. And then from here, required communication channels. Let's say you're interested in working with a provider that has chat, email, fax. There's a whole bunch of other variables there. We'll put, outbound dialer, cloud app integration. So, Salesforce, first of all, connecting your CRM with your contact center is absolutely critical because that's where your customer data resides. And making that connection between the contact center and the CRM is very important. You can see all the CRMs that are out there. There's quite a few, and there's even homegrown as well. But we'll choose, I'll choose Salesforce for now just because it's one of the more common ones. Platform, I'm going to ignore that, but let's say you are a Gartner subscriber and you do read the Magic Quadrant. We'll check that. And maybe you do want a provider that has a relationship with Microsoft or integrates with Microsoft Teams. We'll check that. So if you noticed on the right-hand side, as I was making those selections, the matrix providers kind of got reshuffled, and I'll show you kind of why. So what I'm going to do here, and check this out, this is really cool. I'm going to generate matrix, and then what I've done here is already shortlisted 30 or 40 vendors down to a manageable few based on your requirements. The cream rises to the crop based on your opportunity criteria here, which is your requirements. This is the provider's ability to fulfill your requirement. So obviously RingCentral, which has a relationship with NICE inContact, is a good option. 8x8, Five9's Genesys, and then you can also work with NICE inContact directly. So you can see here their ability to fulfill, RingCentral obviously checked all the boxes, 8x8, most of them, Five9's most, Genesys, etc. And then based on experience or past experience, we'll work with you. Maybe you're not comfortable with a certain provider. You've heard bad things in the industry, and we can confirm that for you. We'll eliminate some providers, and then you have a manageable few here. And then on this report, and we PDF and send this to you during our call. So you're going to get a copy of this report. That's free. It's just a value add we offer just to make your life easier at the research phase. but we report on what year they offered CCaaS. Are they public or private? Can it be sold standalone? What are the key acquisitions they made? Where are their data center located? What available channels they support? Omni-channel is very important. AI is big right now in contact centers as well. So this report, it's 27 evaluation criteria that we cover for you. We PDF this for you, send it to you. And again, from there, it's up to you to decide if you want to work with us in terms of your project. This is the beginning research phase. Then we work into evaluation, implementation, then adoption of the contact center. But what I want to provide you today is a report and a process that I think adds a tremendous amount of value. We recently presented this to a VP of customer experience. As we were going through it, he kind of had his hands in his head and he was rubbing his temples, and we're like, man, we are missing the mark here. Well, what it turned out is in the end, he said to us, what you just did in 2-3 minutes has taken my team, 2 to 3 months of research. And that's just time they don't have. Any team, whether you're in customer experience or you're in IT or you name it, you don't have enough time in the day to effectively evaluate the providers. And we've also included some testimonials from other customers that we helped. But that's all I've got for you today, kind of short and sweet. At the end of the video, there will be an opportunity to follow up with us directly to schedule your free 30-minute call where we'll plug in your variables and provide a short list of providers that meet your requirements. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.